the Ramayana says, Goswami Tulsidas ji wrote. He says, anytime you pray for intelligence, thinking that you will be smarter than others to outsmart them, then what happens? You have secured outsmarting yourself. Did you understand that? Anytime you seek knowledge, planning to outsmart others, you have only outsmarted yourself. And one such being, the Ramayana, is the brother of Ravan, Kumbhakaran. Kumbhakaran, he was fierce and gigantic. And it gives a description of how Kumbhakaran looked, right? It says Kumbhakaran, he was not very good looking. Why are you looking at me like that? And Kumbhakaran, the way he looked on the outside was a direct representation of what he had inside of him. Our experiences and the way we look on the outside is a direct reflection of what we have inside of us. And so Kumbhakaran, he prayed. Who he was praying to? Kumbhakaran was praying to Lord Brahma. And why he was praying to Lord Brahma? Because he thought he was intelligent. He wanted to be a warrior. And a demon will always be a... I didn't hear you. A demon will always be a... And a good person will always be a fool. Because a good person will always be taken advantage of. A good person will always be abused. And a good person will always be bad or inferior in the eyesight of people who will never be appreciated by. True or not? Shake your head up and down. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Kumbhakaran, he planned in his mind that when Lord Brahma comes, I'm going to ask. But you know what he was going to ask for, Dave? He was going to ask that, may I never fall asleep. May I sleep only for one day. One day, I must be asleep. And all the other days, I must be vigilant and ready to fight. But you know what happened? The Devatas saw and they knew the intentions of Kumbhakaran. And they started to eulogize Mata Saraswati. Go quickly and do something. Mata Saraswati started to dance on the tongue of Kumbhakaran and started to twist up his words. You ever plan to tell somebody something, and when you stand up in front of them, you change up your words? And the people who you told you were going to say, but didn't you say you was going to say something else? How come you say something else now? And you say, well, I didn't know how to say that. Huh? Kumbhakaran, Mata Saraswati sat on his tongue and she started to dance and she started to twist his words. And you know what he said? He said, may I only be asleep. And may I get up one day only to eat and go back to sleep. You know anybody like Kumbhakaran? Only get up to eat and go back to sleep all the time? So to you and to the ordinary mind, we think that Mata Saraswati lives on the tongue because she danced on the tongue of Kumbhakaran. But is that where she lives? Katha says from the Bhagavad Mahapuran, there was this Vaishnava. Who is a Vaishnava? Who is referred to as being a Vaishnava? You're called a dhobi. You know why? You're called a dhobi because you wash clothes. So you were named after your profession. Vaishnava is a person who worships solely Lord Vishnu. A Vaishnava. This Vaishnava was a bhakta, a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. He had made a vow, he had made a promise that he will only speak the truth. How long you'll tell the truth for? Mama, how much times you lied since you were alive? Do answer. Mama say, oh God, plenty, Baba. I tell you to answer. Didn't I just tell you to answer? How much times you told the truth? Really? How much times you told the truth? But how much times you told the truth and you were not believed? Like today, the Swami tied up the head of my mother. But you see, because I told her lie in the past, she did not believe me. And the man who is lying, she believed him. See? The Vaishnava, he lived in a kutia, a little thatched hut. And so he practiced detachment. Can you live in a little thatched hut? No water, no light, no air condition. How you'll manage, auntie? Annie, how you'll manage? No food. You have to go by the pond and get water. No insect repellent. What you'll do? It says, the Vaishnava, he was minding his own business and he had just come back from performing puja. But as he came back, an injured deer rushed straight into his kutia and under his cot. You know what is a cot? What we refer to as the katya. What is the katya? It is the bed that he will sleep on. You all remember the katya? You all know that word, children? Now you know certain mattress. Linseed. He darted the animal, the injured animal, darted under there for hiding. And so the hunter came running and chasing after its prey. The hunter stood there in front of the Vaishnava and he says, tell me, did you see the animal? The hunter who had made the vow to talk the truth now is being asked, did you see the animal? What will he say? What will he say? Immediately the hunter started to pray, but not the Lord Narayan. Not the Lord Narayan. He started to pray, chanting the name of Paramatma. Hey Parameshwar, Antaryami, Satchit, Ajaramar, please, I am begging you, help me. In your time of trouble, who do you turn to? Which form of God do you choose to worship in your time of trouble? 99.9% of you are my godchildren. But who do you pray to in your time of trouble? I told you on the day of your initiation, chant your Guru mantra. Do not wait until you're in trouble to chant that mantra. Chant that mantra all the time so that you'll build power and energy in it. So that when trouble comes and you chant the mantra, it becomes your shield, your protection. I told every single one of you that. But I could only tell you. I said to you that that mantra protects you, not me. When you chant it, it benefits you, not me. And the more you chant it, the better it is for you, not me. But you can take the horse to the well, but you can't force the hunter started to pray, and praying, what will happen? Tears started to stream down the eyes of the Vaishnava, started to pray. And so the hunter standing face to face with him, tears started to stream down the eye of the Vaishnava. Have you ever been in a problem, a situation, and all you feel to do is cry? Shake your head up and down. Sitting here under this tent are some of the strongest ladies I've ever met in my whole life. What they have experienced, I don't know if I have to experience that, what it will be like. That lady had to send away her daughter to study. She did that with grace. That lady, next to you, Dave, had to cremate her husband who was a doctor in the time of COVID. And she could not attend the funeral. Can you imagine what that would have been like? Myself and her son alone in a funeral home cremating her husband. Can you imagine? That lady next to you is mother and father to her children. That aunt just migrated from Rio Claro and she's my neighbor now. Thank God. She in real trouble. Her hair will get grey soon. But she has had her challenges. Ailments and sickness and otherwise. I go to the Bandara and of all the people, Nigel, my aunt faint away. fanning her. I have to get up from the prayers and I'm frantic too. I say, oh God, if something happened to her, they go say, I didn't do the prayers good. The strongest people. This lady just broke her hand. This lady just broke her hand. And with a broken hand, she went to work. Working. This lady here cooks all the food in the Ganesh Utsav and every function that we have. This little lady here. This lady here quarrels plenty. The most loving lady. But she has lost her husband. She has lost her daughter. The strongest ladies that we could find right here in this tent. He started to pray. And praying, the Vaishnava praying. You know what happened? Lord Vishnu immediately summoned Mata Saraswati. Oh Saraswati Devi, go quickly and help. Go quickly. And Mata Saraswati came. But you know where she sat? She did not sit on the tongue of the Vaishnava. Instead, she sat in the intellect of the Vaishnava. And the Vaishnava says, well, I want to tell you, what could see and may have seen cannot talk, and what could talk can't see to tell this story. So don't ask me. What could see can't talk, and what could talk can't see. So don't ask me. And he immediately closed his eyes and started to pray. Nothing could disturb him out of his worship. And then, thinking that it was safe, he opened his eyes and pulled the animal, the injured animal, and started to nurture the animal. And the animal became his best friend. But you know what the Katha says? The Katha says the animal did not only become his best friend, the animal became his priority. And he forgot about God and now started to look after the animal. And so instead of gaining mukti salvation, he lost it after the animal. He spent his whole life looking after the animal. And when the time came for him to get mukti and to call the name of Narayan, he called the name of the day that he was mining. See, he lost his opportunity. We pray to Mata Saraswati, may we never lose our opportunity. The opportunity to shine and the opportunity to succeed. This evening, she has blessed us all with this opportunity. And so we make maximum use of this.